This will be the one where I try to get us demonetized and age restricted, even though we are already not monetized.
So welcome to episode 28 of What's New Player 2 podcast.
Family Guy is an infectious parasite, and its jokes get stuck in my head, but they aren't funny.
So I bought, completely unrelated, I bought like this shirt, not what I'm wearing, but
I mean, you're not even wearing a shirt right now.
yes, my nipples are out for everyone to see.
It was part of the deal with the
everyone
Narwhal
being
King.
you.
It was part of the deal with the Narwhal King. I get it.
Anyway, I always wanted like a shirt or like a sweatshirt, quote unquote. Oh, no, I wanted a hoodie.
Oh, you got the Ahiego hoodie?
No, God no.
I got that, but they're all
I
donuts.
just want.
Ahiego donut hoodie.
No, I just want like a short sleeve hoodie shirt. It's like a shirt, but just with a fucking hoodie on it.
A shirt with a hood?
Yeah, essentially, except it's just not actual,
long sleeves and
long
whatnot.
sleeve. It's just
They make shirts with hoods?
some of them, yeah.
Actually, wait, no. When I was younger, I had this weird, cool thing that was like a t-shirt on top of a sweatshirt that was also a hoodie. It was so weird. It was
that is weird.
It was one shirt, and it had short sleeves, but underneath the short sleeves, long sleeves were sewn onto the short sleeves, and it had a hoodie out the back, and it was a full black shirt, but the arms were white, and it had white skull rib cage and white skull skeleton wings, and skeletal rib cage, not skull ribs, because the skull is a bone. And I used to pretend I was an assassin when I had that shirt on. So that was fun.
So long story short, I bought it. It came today, which I was surprised.
Oh, that's gross. Pause for laugh.
Laugh track inserted.
Man, we're as funny as Big Bang Theory or Friends.
Friends, I could at least kind of see some comedy. I don't with Big Bang Theory.
Well, that's because it's nerd blackface.
Yeah, very true. Anyway, I got it.
That's my fun.
It's my fucking like, it's like the borderline. Like, it's small, but like it also like fits. So basically, I had to send it back and get a new one with a larger size. I'm like, God damn it!
So close.
Yeah. I don't know why. That just came to my mind. I just spewed out of my mouth.
I mean, listen, talking about disappointment is what we do here.
Speaking of disappointment, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore is coming to the Switch next year, and
someone played the Uno reverse card on the rest of the world.
So basically, a lot of people were wondering, especially people who played the original release, is it going to be the uncensored version that Japan got originally, or are we going to get the same version that we got? So we're getting the same version that the US got, and so the world can get the game all at the same time in a worldwide release. Every single version of the game, including Japan, is getting the censored version, which is weird.
It really is.
That is something that is never really happened before with a Japanese developed game that's being ported to a newer console all over the world, and they're getting the censored version of their own their own game that they made, essentially. It's weird.
Asian censorship.
And that was the thing, because Nintendo, when they announced that, it was very, very, they announced it, and that was kind of it. They didn't really didn't say anything or show anything specific of things that would tip people off, oh, this is going to be the censored version or the original. Because for our Nintendo Direct, when they showed that off to us, it was they showed everything in the Japanese text and everything. So, there was a slight chance that we could have. And then there was a picture on Nintendo's eShop, I believe, or on the website, and it showed the main character Tsubasa in one of her music video outfits. And originally, that's like the famous one where it's like they took away her vagina bones. I don't know if you've seen that.
They took away. Women don't have bones down there. I don't know what you're talking about.
But that's like the
it's
joke.
like a Gogurt.
So like originally she wears like a bikini with like a very like see-through like shitty
young man
jacket thing.
I'll not have you spread rumors that women have legs in my house.
And then so what our version they like basically put like a little undershirt like on her cleavage so you don't see her cleavage. And honestly, I mean personally the outfit looks a bit nicer. And yeah. So
free the titty, give us the option, goddammit.
I mean, we'll get to that personally, how I feel about this, but I want to kind of get everything else out of the way with this. Well, before that,
I mean, the facts are let people censor it to their discretion.
Well, I was gonna get into you personally for you, what they censored in the game to kind of give you more of a better idea.
They censored tits.
I mean, that's like the majority of it, but this is also like when Nintendo back then was very, very adamant on showing most things on like the Wii U cycle when it comes to like titties and stuff like that. Except for Bayonetta, which thank God. If Bayonetta got that treatment.
That's because she's not a first party Nintendo character.
No, but
Nintendo's whole thing.
But neither of these characters were either. And
but
it's
they've
weird.
Got Fire Emblem tacked onto it.
Yeah, but it's yeah, but with like the main character Tsubasa, fucking her main outfit when she transforms with Sita, she fucking still has her cleavage out and her titties are just hanging out there, and it's weird because like it's not even like the girls were the only ones. They were like the ones that got changed the most, but like for the US version they purposely did not release the Hot Springs DLC, which included a hot spring scene for all the main characters and bathing suits for both male and female. So even boys in bathing suits was a no-no.
God damn it, you can't show that kind of sexual orientation
which was
stuff
weird.
To our children.
That I found really weird that they even didn't have, boys in bathing suits.
Listen, you show them that you're going to turn them gay with your Japanese media. Now that
one of them is really cute, but that's besides the point.
Now that you get rid of that goddamn hot springs and give us something wholesome and family friendly, like you put a gun show in there, DLC gun show.
They didn't even do that though. They didn't even put give us something else. Anyway,
well, no, I was literally making a joke because
it's silly.
Censorship is a fucking joke.
It's so weird. But anyway, so since this was announced and kind of like done like in a really weird and slightly shitty way, Nintendo actually has come out, and anyone that has pre-ordered the game, whether it's on the eShop or Nintendo Store, they can get a full refund on their pre-order because a lot of people did pre-order it, and so Nintendo's at least being good when it comes to that, and they do kind of apologize that this is what they're doing. But like their excuse that they said was,
America's bitches.
No, it's not even really that. It's just since that was kind of a more updated version of the game with like dialogue and whatnot, it's kind of the easy way out just to port everything to the Switch, and not have to retranslate everything because in the original Japanese version, it had a lot of bikini things, and one of the dungeons that a lot of people, this is like a big example that people claim that like, oh, this is like the really shittiest part about it, because like I'll be honest, most of the censorship in that game is just kind of clear covering up chests.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is it shitty? Yes, it's shitty. But, like...
You don't care about it.
To the point to where, like, people get overly angry about it, it's not really worth getting it. The big point that people really claim about this game, besides, like, the DLC exclusion, is the third dungeon has... Now I'm gonna fucking... Because now I don't want to misquote anything, but... I should have this up already, but...
I mean, fuck it. We'll do it live. We're not being paid to do this professionally. You hear that, Randy? You're not paying me? I'm not working.
No, but
Don't interrupt Randy when he's speaking.
Randy can suck my cock.
He will hurt you.
Like, he can hurt my dick.
He'll make you experience childbirth again.
Oh boy, I can't fucking wait. Oh boy. But yeah, like a lot of the stuff that was censored was like the titties. But
they shaved off someone's mustache.
And of course, a lot of things that people complained about was so there'll be some shots of the character models that you could see up their skirts. Our version is a black hole.
Yeah, people don't like when they do that. Which, like, I don't personally care, but fuck you. How dare you take that out?
I mean, like, I don't know, personally.
On a personal level, it doesn't matter, but on the principle of the thing, how fucking dare you decide what I can and cannot see?
Oh, and like, but like one thing was like also, the ages of all the characters were all increased by one. So like 16-year-olds with 17-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
Just increase them all to 18. I'm sorry.
I agree with that.
Like, in games where in Senran Kagura, they don't tell you the ages in the English version. Just fucking set them all to 18. Like, people are gonna draw porn of them either way. Set them to 18. Just let them fucking yank their dicks to it. It doesn't, yeah.
Yes.
Set all your characters to 18 unless explicitly they are not supposed to be 18. And in those instances, the people who draw porn of them are the bad people. Like the fact that there's kind of an internet-wide banning of lolly porn all over the place.
Which, I mean, I'm okay with that.
That steps in the right direction.
I agree with that. But essentially with this sort of dungeon, because the whole theme of this game is idols. And, like, a realistic, like, to a point, a realistic depiction of, like, idol, how idols,
Idol culture?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word culture. With film characters.
Octopus Beat was kind of similar to that, but, like,
the main character, Tsubasa, is getting into the idol scene, and so she's working up to do other things that are part of idling, like, a part of idols, like, modeling. And the third dungeon focuses around a photographer who's obsessed with models and idol models. And
so like a creepy photographer.
And the thing of because there's like a separate like sub culture of like models that kind of do like very risque sexy photos of like
pinup girls.
Yeah, but, like, a little worse. In the worst case, when I say worse, I mean, like, they're a lot more, like, sexual.
You can get topless pinup girls.
Okay. Alright, so I guess similar to that. But it's kind of like it's like a very, very, very niche kind of, thing that, like, not that many people really know about to where, so they kind of changed it to where it's now, like, the clothing, like, they wear a lot, and like the whole thing was like Tsubasa, the main character, she's very uncomfortable doing this because she's not used to, getting pictures taken of her, especially in skimpy outfits. So they kind of twisted it to where, it feels awkward doing, pictures and doing modeling, and at the end of the dungeon, she like gets over her fear by changing into like a bikini. And then in our version, it changes into just like wearing regular, weird, dumb looking clothes. And that's like the change is that I don't want to wear bikinis too. I don't want to wear stupid looking clothes. And you have this like mentor who is captured in that dungeon, and she was a ex I know there's an actual word for it, but she was an ex pinup model.
Cam girl?
No, it's not called cam girl. But so she was an ex pinup model, and so like that was like the whole thing with that, and so that's like the biggest thing that they switched, and so a lot of people saying it killed the theme and it made things it made things dumb, and I hate it and all that. Yeah, that's like the biggest thing like people always like bring up when it comes to how this game got censored, and I'll agree. It's not, I mean, would I rather have the uncensored version? Hell yeah, I would. Not because I want, bathing suit boys, but like, I don't know. I mean, to get so frustrated over this to the point to where like, I don't know, you get ragey about this. I don't know. It's not like I want censorship. That's the last thing I want. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. It may, cause like the other weird thing with like our version is there's a lot of scenes that like Nintendo of America got the Japanese voice actors to re-record certain lines for our version. Yeah. They did that even though, let's be fucking honest, 80% of the players are not gonna fucking understand what they're saying anyway. And yet you got the voice actors to come back and re-record hundreds of new lines of dialogue just for our version.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, the thing with the censorship thing is, well, yeah, personally, I'm not.
I'm not a fan of censorship. Don't get me wrong.
No, I mean the how you don't fully care. You don't care for getting so insanely worked up over it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to be. I'm not insanely worked up about it. I'm annoyed about it. Still don't know if I'm gonna get the game again because I still haven't.
I'm not.
I knew you weren't, but like I haven't even been in the original release over here on the Wii U. I feel like the only reason I would really want to go back to this is, and that's the thing that like they haven't really confirmed yet, but like I kind of hope this is a thing, is that this whole game gets an English dub. That would probably almost hands down make me want to...
Oh, wait, there's not, like, English in the...
Only just text for everything.
So what the fuck is the point of using the Western port of it? All they have to do is copy and paste the text box.
I guess it's not that easy. I have no idea. Again, I don't...
But if all of the assets are the exact same, the only difference is the models, and like slight variation to the models, and the text box, it seems like all they'd have to do is transfer word for word the text box over and just put them in the Japanese version.
Again, I don't know.
The fact that
this whole
not translated...
This whole thing, it's a weird thing. Well, it's translated.
No. I mean, like, fully translated.
Yeah, the whole game's fully translated, just not voice. Oh, okay.
The voice aren't translated.
The voice track isn't.
I feel like that takes away the credence of using
like the text boxes for when the characters talk. It's all,
Yes,
there.
but those are all just lines of text. Those you can just copy and paste.
I feel like it's not that easy, but I mean, okay.
It might be a little more complicated than that, but I don't think they have to go in and rewrite huge chunks of code to make characters say, to literally have the character say verbatim what they're supposed to say. And I don't think they have to retype out. Like, it might be time consuming to go in and, like, move, like, just copy, paste. But I can't imagine text boxes are that hard to make more of.
No. I mean, whatever this new content they're adding in the game is, if it's appealing enough, and or again, if this game gets a full English dub for it, I will definitely rebuy this because I would probably care for the characters at all, honestly, or definitely more so if they were dubbed in English because I would pay attention more. I would pay attention more.
That's fair.
Because,
but
like, aesthetically, yeah, these characters are fine. But I mean, the farthest I got in this game, I don't know. The whole thing, I still don't know. I mean, I would really like if they did get an English dub because I do want to see, how these characters are, and then I would like to. I'll be honest, I would like to hear Matthew Mercer's voice out of that edgy-looking Crom in the stupid fucking Idol adventures. Okay? I mean, I just would. But
just quickly on the thing with censorship, why I think it's completely justified to get super outraged about it, is that when censorship goes unchecked in like any capacity, you end up with the way China is right now, where you say anything bad about it and oops, you're not allowed in China, and the government has you on a list now, where if you let someone get away with one thing, like you let someone get away with censoring, let's say they tone down the sexiness of a character, they tone down the blood like a little bit. Letting them have that is saying, okay, let's see how much further I can push. And granted, I don't think taking away cleavage is going to lead to you can't say that about this country, but I think censorship in all forms should be fought.
I mean, it's literally the same situation with loot boxes.
I think as long as you are a full functioning adult, well, I don't know if mentally function, an adult, let's just say, with certain exceptions here or there, I don't think any amount of content or information or visuals should be kept from you in any way, so long as, like, of course there's exceptions to this, like nothing depicting underage people.
No, of course. Anything to that extent,
none of that.
I'd fucking kill someone.
And, like, nothing that... Like, no one wants to watch a beheading. No, but I feel like if someone puts out a video of a beheading, like a terrorist puts out a video of a beheading...
Then I feel like I would cut that. I feel like that's a fair thing to cut, because... That's something that you don't want everybody seeing, because you don't know who can see it. I mean, personally, I don't know if I really would want, like, I don't know, like, let's say a child is on YouTube and they see that trending.
Well, no, in that instance, yeah, totally. Don't let children, but that comes down to a point of parenting.
And I agree.
If you let your child watch 30 plus, not 30 plus, if you let your child watch 20 plus hours of YouTube a day,
I hate those parents.
And your child,
and
your child finds YouTube channels with explicit content, or they find screwed up things,
really fucked weird things,
then it's your fault.
Hell, even YouTube Kids in general is really fucking weird.
It's like if a kid buys an M-rated game, it's the parents' fault. It is not the.
Oh my God.
It is not a company's job to make something suitable for your kids.
All right, you know what? Let's get on that topic honestly for a good hot minute. Fucking, when parents in general always seem to complain about an M-rated game in some sort of fashion, in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I don't think there's really been anything as of late that's like applied to this.
Joker. The movie Joker. People.
Oh, okay, I meant video games, but this works too.
Oh,
Fuck it.
I thought you meant pop culture.
Well, yeah, that brought it.
The movie Joker. Parents were getting really upset that it wasn't fit for their kids.
It says rated R movie. Rated R movies are gonna be violent. Rated R movies are for...
Also, it's about the goddamn Joker.
Like, he is one of the...
He's like a sick, fucked up character.
He is probably, I mean, I feel like you could agree with me on this, but he is the most popular supervillain in pop culture history.
He's at least the most recognizable.
Yeah, if anything, most recognizable. You should know what you're getting yourself into, especially when you know, again, it's rated fucking R. If it's a rated R movie, you should have the discretion of, I don't know if my child could watch this.
And they tell you at the theater, you know this is a rated R movie, right? And then you have to go, yeah. It's like when you go into GameStop to buy the Grand Theft Auto 5 because little Jimmy said he wanted it. And you go up to the counter and the man says, excuse me, I just want to let you know that this game is rated M. It has blood, violence, nudity, sexual themes, and, you know, it's for 17 plus. And you go, oh, that's fine, yeah, because you're too busy, like, looking at your phone or whatever.
And also just not caring, and you ignore everything that they say, which, yes, I understand, like, especially, like, in a situation like GameStop where they do berate you with a lot of other things.
Oh god, yeah, they're trying to sell you every 6 seconds. They're trying to sell you something.
Because they're going under, they need to do something.
I mean, I'd be more willing to go there if they stopped trying to strong arm me into a new car.
Well, that and like maybe have more sales. They don't have enough sales.
That's because like.
Which I know, again, you know, like that's a whole other thing.
I think they should start selling like retro games in the store and stop selling.
That's at certain locations only. That's the thing with.
That's online mostly.
Yeah, it's online mostly, but there are locations.
But I think they should start doing it in the store and, like, maybe a little less random tchotchkes.
Well, that's because Think Geek bought them out. So that's why. They have to kind of meet them halfway with that. That's why there's a shit ton more tchotchke shit.
But there's, like, no games anymore.
Oh, no, and I know that.
There's, like, one...
But you gotta also remember the other thing, too. I hate saying it, but physical media is dying, especially with video games.
Which sucks because, digital media is not permanent.
No, it's not. I mean...
Well, who knows? Maybe games will be like records and they'll have a comeback.
I have no idea, but still, that's a whole other topic on it in and of itself. Anyway, but yeah, I hate when parents, or just really any adult in general that's buying a game or watching a movie or going to see a movie that is over, like that has like 18 plus or whatever,
or like a book with sensitive issues.
That's a little bit harder, kind of.
Well, no, because there are definitely people who will...
Well, definitely. But, I don't know, I feel like at least in that case, you have to, you have to look at,
I know someone who read Old
cover.
Yeller in, 4th grade, I think?
4th grade?
Something like that. Very early on, when a book like Old Yeller is not something they should have been reading.
No, but... That's a weird situation. But, again, I feel like books are kind of a weird situation that people, don't really have issues with when it comes to, oh, my child is... I mean, that's another thing, too. Most children don't read. So I feel like in that situation, it doesn't kind of really apply to that.
I guess. I think it still happens, but it's less noticeable because it's, when it's
books
written...
Books are better!
Well, no, when it's written text, it's not as, apparent as, when
There's no visual.
Yeah.
That's really it. There's just no visual. I mean, the imagination is worse, but...
God, do you remember when everyone said Catcher in the Rye was such a bad book for us to read, and then when they made us read it, it was, the only book I've ever finished before the class. And then,
You liked it?
Catcher in the Rye. Well, see, at the time, I read it in middle school, so I was an edgy kid who hated everything. And Holden Caulfield was exactly that. And I was like, yeah, fuck that guy who's like, I'm gonna go bang Gene. Fuck you.
Also,
now
who the fuck calls her kid Holden?
Someone who wants him to be holding a pair of balls.
Oh, that works. We have the same idea.
He's holding Joe.
Mama.
Got him. Hey, Eggman. I see you have the Chaos Emeralds. What do you want, Sonic? I just came to ask you where Joe is. Who's Joe? And that's called game.
That's game!
Oh, so God has gifted me with clarity.
Oh, yeah? Did that shit make you become clear?
Yes, God...
Clarity clear.
God hath gifted me with the knowledge that a Star Wars trailer dropped.
Oh, thanks, God.
Well, listen.
Go nuts, because I have no opinion on this.
Okay.
I didn't watch it, and I'll be honest, funny, because, I mean, I don't know how you were as a kid with Star Wars, but,
okay.
I was that Star Wars fan, so, but after the third movie was done, I stopped watching.
So I started with the Lego Star Wars games on the GameCube. Yes. I played both of them all the way through.
Yes.
Then I played the complete saga.
Have you actually watched all the 6 movies?
I have seen episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, okay, yes, Jay. Then yes.
Yeah, some of the cartoons and...
But, okay, I was just wondering if you saw the main movies. So, yeah. Yes. Okay.
I started with Lego, and then I got into The Force Unleashed, and then, I remember because of Lego, and me and one of our other friends, we both agree, if you start with the Lego games, you don't mind Jar Jar. You really don't. I don't mind Jar Jar.
See, I still really didn't mind Jar Jar. Even when I watched the movies, I really didn't, have an issue with him.
I just remembered him being the guy who could jump high.
I feel like that was mainly internet culture that kind of pinned him.
Although I do wish the Darth Jar Jar theory was real.
It would have been funny.
But it also would have made a lot of sense. But So I like episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they announced episode 7, and I went to see it. And I only had one complaint. I said if Finn was alive in the next...
Didn't we see it?
Yes.
Okay.
We all saw it together, and we were all excited. Well, I don't know about you, but me and our other friend were excited to see it.
I was excited to see it because it's new Star Wars. I was a Star Wars fan. I did like Star Wars, but, you know...
Yeah, and then I remember my only complaint as we left the movie was that Finn got chopped upside the back. He should be dead. Yes. And then... like, later on thinking about it, I was like, well, it had a couple other flaws. But, like, the only flaw that I remember focusing on was that Finn should have been dead.
Aside from that, I'll be honest, the only thing with that movie in specific, not that memorable to me, to where I really had, like...
I barely remember. If it weren't for...
I don't remember anything aside from Han Solo dying, and...
You know, I wish they didn't take off Kylo's mask immediately.
Yeah, that's something they definitely could have waited on.
He would have been a much more memorable villain had they not taken off the mask. Had you seen, like, the...
If anything, they could have definitely made him take off his mask, like, at the end of that movie.
I think his mask should have come off in, like, a skirmish with Han.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or with Han.
Like, he stabs Han, then Han grabs at his...
It probably would have been a better twist if they didn't even reveal, like, oh, Han and Kylo are father and son. They could have kind of, I don't know, made that...
I think if he goes up to him and he's like, "Oh, son, it's good to see you again, son," and he's like you know, he says whatever he says, and then they go up to each other, and then Han like puts his hand on his son's head like a fatherly embrace, and then gets stabbed, and then as he falls, the helmet comes off with him.
Something like that would have been probably better, or definitely like I definitely would say at that scene,
don't waste it on a temper tantrum.
Yeah, that
you're trying to make Darth Vader 2.
But you made
not. A little bitch.
You may not.
And he looks really cool when you first see him. Like, that's a real... Like, I like the design of his outfit.
But, otherwise, I really don't remember anything from 7. I remember more from 8.
The only reason I remember a lot from 7, like, as much from 7 as I remember, is because Lyle McDouchebag spoilers ahead on it.
But he didn't use video for that. He just used his one.
No, but like that's how I remember story points and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about like. I just say story points.
And I definitely remember visuals. Like, I remember quite a bit of it.
I remember like only key visuals, not like.
But like I remember,
I can say with like the original Star Wars movies, I remember like almost like every scene, at least like in a pretty coherent.
Yeah, and then episode 8, like. As it was starting to come out, I started to like think about it more, and I saw a couple of videos talking about Force Awakens, and I'm like, yeah, no, I really didn't like looking back on it, there were a lot of flaws, so I was like, eh.
I mean, there's definitely gonna be flaws. I mean,
but like a lot of stuff I really didn't like. Like I'm one of the people who thinks they should have given Rey a character, but
yeah,
or like or a reason for why she can do
that's
the things
still
she can
probably
do.
I feel like the most missed opportunity they did with these 2 movies
was they didn't give her a character, and it's not like the actress was doing a bad job.
No,
she was doing a good job.
It's just the story and the script. That's the whole thing.
And then Last Jedi came out, and like I didn't even want to see it. We didn't even pay for the tickets to see it. Our friend had extra tickets.
Yeah, I mean, after 7, I really had no desire to see it.
I had no desire to see Last Jedi either. And then they took the one thing I thought.
I'll probably be honest though. Even if we didn't see it, I probably still would not have seen it to this day.
Right?
I love Star Wars, but
Last Jedi was awful.
The whole trilogy, this whole trilogy so far, or so far duology, I just don't care for. I really don't.
It hasn't been the best, but Last Jedi was like an especially kind of bad. Like the only positive I remember taking from it was that Rey physically looked prettier. Like they did her makeup better.
Yes,
that's
because she's in her fucking stupid like 4 buns.
And I think that was literally the one thing we pointed out
about that. Her hair was just not.
No. I meant the one thing that I pointed out to you when we were leaving the movie that you agreed with was that she looked prettier in the movie.
Yeah, because her hair was fucking just down. Women look really nice with their hair down. I
agree with that. But Last Jedi was a mess in almost every other way. Holo is one of the worst characters ever introduced to Star Wars. All she had to say to Poe was, "We have a plan."
Oh, I was about to actually ask, who is Holo?
Pink-haired old lady who turns the ship around and light speeds into the...
Oh my God, the one who literally kept reminding me. Now you're reminding me a lot of things now. I keep fucking hitting the table. She reminded me both aesthetically and personality-wise, like my current boss at work. Oh my God. I don't think I said this to you. I think I have, but oh my God, you just brought back
a lot of
deep-seated thoughts. I think that's why I forgot that movie. Because that was like during that really bad time.
Oh God,
too.
yeah.
Oh, anyway.
So, then all she has to say to Poe, he literally gives her the option to sit, because she goes, "Hey, what do you have? Give me that." Sorry, my cat found a piece of paper.
Bad kitty.
I guess one of the kids when they were in here left a candy wrapper.
Stop letting children in your fucking room, Jay.
No, like, they want to play Smash Bros. And...
No, you just lock them out.
I can't do that to them. They break my controllers, but like...
Oh, I was also making us... Alright. I was just like, I was trying to make not a skit out of this, but try to make a little thing out of this.
Oh,
like,
about how I trap children in my room?
Yeah,
They don't go in...
was like, I'm like, come on.
Well, first of all, we've been over this.
Pick up my advances.
They don't get locked in my room, okay? They don't get locked. I sleep in here. I wouldn't want those creatures in here. I've attached spider limbs to them. They sleep in the basement.
Oh God, I hate when you bring that up.
And second of all, they have names. It's Juan, Jimmy, and Carter 1 through 7. And yes, that is Carter's full name. Carter 1 through 7.
Okay, I thought you were just... Okay.
So back to Last Jedi. Poe literally says to Holo, "Tell me we have a plan." All she has to do is say, "Yes, we do. I can't tell you it right now." All she has to do is say that. She does nothing, leading to the worst subplot in all of Star Wars, where Finn and Rose go down to space Las Vegas and have to do an animal rights activist moment real quick.
That was weird.
An anti-capitalist animal rights activist moment. Just a real quick one that amounted to next to nothing, actually. Leading Poe to start a mutiny to save their lives, but then Leia wakes up because she, for some reason, has the force power to survive in space. There was no reason she survived that blast other than the fact that they wanted Leia to survive that blast. It was so stupid. Last Jedi was just a joke in every way, shape, and form. And while Force Awakens left me like, I'm kind of,
bored.
Yeah, like, I don't want to, like, it didn't leave me angry. I was glad to have seen Force Awakens. I wasn't like,
I still feel like you weren't that angry when we left the theater that
for
day.
what? Last Jedi?
Yeah.
No, you were like pretty, just like, it was not great, and that was kind of it.
Well, for me, movies, I have to think back on them.
No, that's a lot of things. I feel like I had that same situation with most things, whether it's movies or video games or even anime. Honestly, I look back on it, I'm like, oh, you know what? This was actually good.
Well, it's true what they say when they say when people tell you, oh, you need to watch something twice before you can give like your actual. But like, I don't want to give a movie the money to watch it second time.
No.
There are very few movies I do that with. I did that with Joker, and I appreciated it a lot more the second time. Well, it was more like I had two different groups to go with. Once was with you and my girlfriend, the other time was with my mom. But Last Jedi, after like all settled down and the hilarity of... Because despite how stupid it was that Luke didn't actually go to fight Kylo, he sent a force projection and then just fucking dies and disappears. Despite how stupid that is, it is really funny to watch Luke flex on the boy.
I mean, yeah, because Luke has so much fucking power.
Yeah, it really, like... I think there were a few scenes. That scene, The part where Finn's about to sacrifice himself just before Rose hits him. Like, after she hits him, that scene drops in quality a lot. But before then, that scene, like, got a lot of weight to it. And the fact that I found it really funny that Luke said, okay, you're gonna force project yourself. You're gonna see a dark side. Don't go to the dark side. There's, and Rey goes into the Force state, or whatever the hell they want to call it,
I have no idea.
sees the pit of darkness, and kind of rubs her hands together and yeet down the hole. And Luke goes, you immediately went to the dark side.
Yeah.
All this preamble is leading up to, they announced Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. My bad. Sorry. Which I hope is a redemption arc for Kylo Ren. Not gonna lie. He's slightly more interesting than she is. But, I mean, that's only because they gave him slightly more of a character. Really, the most interesting character is BB-8. And that's saying something. So they drop a trailer, which lies to you in the first fucking seconds.
So that long to build up to it. Okay.
I'm sorry, but the first trailer lies to you in the first fucking seconds. Luke says, everything that we know, we've passed on to you. First of all, no one presuming he's speaking to Rey, not a single character in this movie has taught her jack shit. Luke said to her, I'm not training you. I'm gonna go suckle on the tit of this thing. And then he does a cool jumpy thing over a cliff.
Here has some memes.
He used a stick to pole vault when he's a Jedi, and he should be able to just force jump over.
No, the sacred texts.
The sacred text thing was so stupid. And then she shows up and she's like, train me? He goes, no. She says, train me? He says, no. She says, train me? He goes, maybe. Then she says, all right, train me. And he goes, fine. And then he goes, just don't go to the dark side. She immediately goes to the dark side. Well, now I'm not training you. Train me? No. Train me? No. Train me? Fine. Okay, swing at this rock, or sit on this rock and meditate. She starts meditating, makes a huge fracture in like a couple of rocks. Nope, not training you, too much power. What the fuck? Alright. Train me. No. Train me. No. Train me. No. Train me. Fine. Swing her a rock. Cuts through the rock. Not training you. Then she leaves.
Yeah, it was basically just a lot of back and forth of like really nothing happening.
She didn't get trained by a single person in the movie. So the line, everything we've known, we've passed down to you, is a blatant lie.
Okay.
Anyway. And then the rest of the trailer plays, and I kind of forgot it. And then the second trailer plays, and I don't know who the fuck made this trailer, but like they need to be given an award for comedy because they think this character they've written has enough depth and backstory to say the sentence, everyone thinks they know me, but no one knows me. Rey has the personality of a fucking Ritz cracker. Like a middle Ritz cracker. Not the top one where it's really bad, and not the bottom one, or not the top one where it's really good, and the bottom one where it's really bad. No.
I would say, like, Ritz crackers are good.
The middle Ritz cracker where it's like, yeah, it's fine. It does its job. Like, she's not a good character. She's not necessarily a bad character. There's a lot worse characters, but she is not a good character. And she has not done anything to earn the line, no one knows who I am. And then Kylo was like, I know you.
Babe, like, I know you.
And it's like, Kylo, no, you don't.
No, Kylo, stop. You're probably my brother. Let's not do this again.
You lost a Force duel with an amateur thrice. And you've spoken to her while shirtless, while she was trying to hang out with Luke on a desolate island. Like, it's just... There's so much about the trailer that just acts like they're trying to ignore the fact that the last two movies happened and pretend like there's still some respect to be given out in this series. Oh god, it's so dumb. It really is so dumb. And they're trying to shoehorn Palpatine in like, oh look, here's the bad guy now. Snoke was a distraction. No, Snoke was your failure because you fucking killed him off for no goddamn reason.
It was so bad.
Apparently, well, I don't know if this is true. This is just what I heard. The same reason they killed off Snoke was the reason the same reason they killed off Admiral Akbar was the reason they killed off Snoke. They killed off Akbar in the scene where the bridge explodes and Leia gets flung out into space to let you know that even, like, heroes can die a chump's death.
Oh.
And then they immediately go back on it in the same scene by having Leia not die a chump's death. And then it was supposed to be like, look, even Snoke can die a chump's death, or like they're still good in Kylo, and it's like, okay, but it wasn't earned. Snoke is a scrotum with Squidward's nose, like.
Yeah, he was gross.
He wasn't interesting. He wasn't well developed. It's just nothing about him was good, and they didn't give him a chance to be good. And they also took away the one draw to Rey's character, which is who are her parents. Maybe that'll explain why she can fly a ship better than the guy who fucking owns it. Like,
the whole thing is just
they took all interesting aspects away from almost every character, really. That, like, there were hooks. In episode 7, they set up hooks. In episode 8, they filed down the hooks and said, like it either way. And then in episode 9, they have the bait. And they want to put the bait on the hooks. But the hooks are so filed down from episode 8 that there's no way they're going to get the bait on the hooks. I think I'm not going to go see 9. Definitely not. I can't possibly care enough about any of these characters to go see the climactic finish. The only way, like, I could possibly consider
free ticket.
Not even that, man.
Oh.
I'm at that point where, like, if I see a review of it and they're like, oh man, the part where Palpatine revealed that Rey was a clone of him and she falls under his control and then Kylo Ren has to save her, then, like, alright, Palpatine's up to some shit. Maybe I'll see it for Palpatine. But if they just bring him back just so Rey can be like, I'm not a weak child.
My penis is bigger than yours, Palpatine.
Which, like, if she ever
has a penis,
and I mean ever, outforces Palpatine, the entire 3 movies is going to be a fanfiction. Palpatine is the strongest Force user introduced into the Star Wars movies. He can choke a motherfucker from across the galaxy.
I wanna choke a bitch.
With so much as, like, diddling a finger. Like, they set up Snoke to be this super powerful Force user, but, like, Palpatine is the end-all, be-all. He, like, Force user. He died because Vader threw him off a fucking cliff, but, like, he was the most powerful Force user.
Like, in that instance, it kind of made sense.
Oh, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Vader didn't live from it. Palpatine shocked his ass the entire way there. So, like, if she is ever, or if Kylo is ever able to outforce Palpatine, I'm gonna be genuinely disappointed in this movie. Unless Palpatine's like, at the end of the movie, he's like, you thought me letting you outforce me before was my weakness? Ha, fool. And then he, like, pulls a fucking planet down on them.
Literally pulls a fucking Sephiroth.
But, yeah. Like, I'm not seeing 9. I do not want to see 9.
I wasn't gonna go out to see it, so
it has nothing for me. Nothing even remotely for me.
I haven't even watched the trailers, so that's my opinion.
Well, see, I want to have a reason to see it, but, like,
I
they won't give me anything.
So I guess one thing I definitely want to close out on, because honestly, the only thing I really want to talk about, more like a personal thing. Finally got fucking Yuki max out in Duel Links.
Woo!
Fucking, my god.
I still have to do that.
Those last 5 levels.
Oh yeah, they're agonizing.
Yeah, they were agonizing to it. Oh, it was horrible.
I have that with Jaden, but I need to do it with Jaden Ubel and Joey. Joey is like 30-something, and Jaden Ubel is like 22.
Right now I'm working on Jesse. And probably after Jesse, I'll probably go back to Duel Monsters and.
Yo, I never got to talk about Newground porn games.
Well, there you go. We got like 10 minutes.
Okay. So,
just fuck my Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Go.
Well, no. You can finish your.
No, it really wasn't anything else.
I don't know what reminded me of this. Maybe it was because I was looking through old like YouTube meme videos, but I was reminded of when I had to have been 11, and I had a friend who was like a year or two older than me, and he shows us on Newgrounds all of these like porn games, and I remember as a kid, we also saw like the porn Flash animations, and I remembered being like as a kid, he found one that was by Zone, and it was the Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo episode, like the made-for-TV movie. And Brusho Gun had tentacles, and he called it Starfire, and you can guess the rest. And I remember as a kid, the first time he came, I started gagging like I was about to throw the fuck up. And then for the longest time, every time I would think about that...
this is kind of... I'm kind of into this.
Every time I would remember that the scene, I'd be like almost throw up.
Uh-huh.
And then there was also this one thing where you had to push one of the games, you had to push like a key to avoid flying tentacles in the jungle. And I remember when we were kids, we could never fucking beat it. And so I was like, I'm gonna fucking beat it. I'm gonna sit down and force myself to beat it. And that's when I learned that we were terrible at the game as kids because it's easy as hell. And I learned an important lesson. The victory screen is less enjoyable than the defeat screen. And it was just, for some reason, earlier today, I'm just like, I remember that. We played Jungle Girl, I think it was called. We watched Zone. And the thing was, my friend would have the older friend would, have one of us sit at the computer and play the game. So that way if someone came walking by, he could pretend to be asleep. And, think about it now. It's yeah, that's the perfect cover-up. You get to see all the porn, and you don't get in trouble for it.
I mean, that's very good, unfortunately. That's a really good idea, actually.
The first,
What?
Well, after that, I was like, wait, you can find naked characters on the computer? And the first one I looked up was Princess Peach.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had to think, who was my first? I honestly don't remember.
I remember because...
And I got really silent there, but honestly, trying to think about that really hard. Was it Sasuke?
Was it Sasuke?
Shit. It might have been Sasuke.
Oh, that's good. Well, I only remember...
This is between me, you, and the one person that's watching this.
And my girlfriend, if she makes it this far
So
into the
then
video.
that'll be 4 people. That's going to be between me and you. Okay? I think that it's legitimately... He might have been the first. Oh, God.
The only reason I remember Peach was because I found her, and then I kept looking at her. I'd go back every day, and then one day my mom sits me down and she starts reading the
internet history.
She goes, "Naked Princess Peach, Naked Princess Peach, Naked Princess Peach, Naked Princess Peach," and she goes, "You can't be doing this on the computer." And then my friend showed me incognito mode, and I said, "Hey, Mom,
Fuck you.
check the search history." And she said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Did you learn how to delete it?" And I was like, "Nope."
No, you can delete it. You could just been like that.
I think I actually did teach myself how to delete it out of necessity because I forgot how to use private mode.
Hey, that's fair.
But
yeah.
I had it was the weirdest trip down memory lane, because it was just remembering that and then remembering this old Dragon Ball Z Linkin Park In the End remix video that I found and I showed you.
Yes, you did.
It's a 240p.
Hell yeah! Back when YouTube. Remember when YouTube's big thing for a while was
HD.
Yeah.
Remember when upload times were more than 10 minutes?
God, yeah. Buffering and whatnot for videos.
Well, it still kind of has that.
But not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, we're getting old, Jay.
Times are changing.
Times are changing. We're not getting any younger. But if anything, I'll have my Jesse Anderson to keep me company at night and hold me tight.
And I'll get to listen to some RuneScape Barbie Girl.
Oh my God, RuneScape. That could. And with that being said, that might be the end of that because that could be a topic for another episode.
Hell yeah.
Because I have some memories I can talk about with older. Well, technically, RuneScape that we played, it's old RuneScape now, but it's not classic RuneScape.
Yeah.
But with that being said, you got anything else to say?
Liberate Hong Kong.
Okay. Anything else?
We love you.
Okay. Tongue punch me, Drayden.
Nope.
No.
No.
Gotta fucking tongue
I will
punch
not.
me.